know what blows my mind? It's the fact that real estate agents don't properly educate buyers on how to look for a house. You know, buyers hear from everywhere. Look at this, consider this, make sure you don't forget that. And at some point you just start shaking your head because there's so much information, you just don't know what to do with yourself. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the absolutely best way, hands down, guaranteed way to look at houses. And we're going to get into that right now. Hey guys, what's up? Tyler here, the real estate guy, helping you make better real estate decisions. And today I'm really excited because I'm gonna take you and share with you the exact process I take my buyers through when they're looking at houses, and help you understand what you really need to consider so you don't get those overwhelming feelings of buying a home. And guys, if you're even thinking about buying a home, looking to move to Omaha, please reach out. We would love to work with you. We have people from all over the country, all over the world that are always reaching out, guys, and I absolutely love it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so here is a typical tour from an agent with a buyer on their first time looking at a house. It goes something like this. Agent opens the door for the buyer. Buyer walks in, admiring and looking at all of the features in the home. Agent follows buyer through the house. Agent makes comments on how great the view is, on how nice and high the ceilings are. Agent then asks buyer, "Is this the house you want to put an offer in?" Buyers, slightly uncomfortable, avoid the answer by giving an excuse on why it's not the one for them because they don't like confrontation. And off to the next house they go. Now, if this relates to you or you've heard this at all, give me a thumbs up. It'll help me out in that YouTube algorithm as well. Or maybe you've heard of something like this. Agent opens the door for the buyer. But instead of following the buyer around, the agent then takes charge and begins to show and point out every detail of the house, because that agent wants you to know that they're the expert and that they know everything. They point out the bedrooms, they point out the kitchen, they point out bathrooms. Like a buyer doesn't know that it's a bathroom because there's a toilet sitting right there. They point out the age of the furnace, the roof, the AC, the windows, the things you need to consider for the siding, the foundation, sump pumps. All these things start making a buyer feel overwhelmed, and it's like, wow, I am so underprepared. This guy knows everything. Now, it's not exciting. It's not fun. This experience should be fun. But with no direction and with too much information, it becomes an emotional roller coaster. And then on top of that, because we're in a seller's market, the agent's saying that if you want this house, you have to do something right now. And if you don't do something right now, you're going to lose this house. And if you lose this house, it's the only one of its kind, and you're never going to find another house like this again. Ever. That's no fun. Who wants that? This would be a horrible experience, yet it's far too common in the real estate industry. So get out your pens and paper, because what I'm going to share with you is literally going to change your life. It's going to make this process so much more fun, so much more enjoyable, and you're going to be ready to take the bull by the horns, so to speak, in the home buying process. So first thing is first. The worst thing that could happen is you just start the search, you find the perfect home, but you're not ready to buy, and you end up realizing after you've seen other homes that that one was the perfect home for you, but now it's gone, it's off the market. So we want to eliminate that risk altogether. So the first thing that you want to see and you need to do is you need to get familiar with what is out there. And the best way to go about doing this is looking at 6 to 10 homes the first time you go out right away. Get familiar with the market. According to the National Association of Realtors, a buyer does not feel comfortable with putting an offer on anything until they've seen anywhere from 6 to 10 homes. This is common sense. When you start to see what's out there, you get more comfortable, you get more confident. So when that right one does come up for sale, you're ready to pull the trigger. You know what's out there, you know what's a good value, and now you can have the confidence to actually execute on the perfect house for you. Your goal is not to actually buy a house the first time you go out looking at these houses. Your goal is to get familiar with what's on the market. Now, you may come across the perfect house and you may feel comfortable and confident enough to move forward with it. Well, that's great, but that's not the end goal of this first time outing. It's for you to get comfortable with the market, so when the one does come up later on, you're more confident and ready to make an offer when the time's right. Now, when you go out to look at these houses for the first time, that's 6 to 10 homes that you're going to be looking at, I don't want you to take the advice of your family members or everybody else that say you got to look at the furnace, the AC, the siding, the windows, the cracks in the ceilings, make sure you don't have any broken seals in the windows. No, we're not going to do any of that. Literally, we're going to do one thing. We're going to answer one question. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why I have you grabbing a pen and paper, because there's only one thing you have to remember. And if you do this one thing, it's going to drastically change your experience from overwhelming to fun and exciting. And that one question is this: do you see yourself living here? Do you see yourself living in this home? That is the only question that you're asking the first time you're going through these houses. And it's as simple as that, because if you don't like the house, well, why are we spending any more time? Let's head out and go to the next one. Now, I know you're going to think this crazy, but when I take my clients through houses, I'm asking them this specific question after only spending 5 minutes in the home. Go through the home, 5 minutes later, hey, Mr. Buyer, do you see yourself living in here? Well, no, I really don't like this. Okay, well, let's head to the next one, because there's another home out there with your name on it, and there's probably somebody looking at it, but you're standing in the one that you know you're not going to buy. So let's get out and let's get to the next one. Now, 5 minutes sounds ridiculous, but I can promise you, out of the thousands and thousands of homes that I've seen and that I've sold, I can almost say with 99% certainty that whenever I ask that question and I ask them, hey, when did you know that this one was the right home for you? They all say the exact same thing. Ask family members, ask your friends, because I promise you this is true, that they knew right away, right when they walked in the door. Within the first 10 to 15 seconds, they knew that this was the one for them. So no surprise that after 5 minutes, I can ask that question and we can decide if we need to move on or if we need to spend a little more time. So this isn't crazy. And no, I'm not having you buy a house with only spending 5 minutes in the home. That's ludicrous. That's just crazy talk right there. So what am I suggesting? Well, we want to get through as many homes as possible because there's a lot of homes out there. And by the time you go through 6 to 10 homes, you're probably going to find 2 or 3 that you like, right? Well, then you're going to go back to those 2 or 3 homes, and now you're going to take off your rose-colored glasses. You're going to put on your inspector glasses, and you're going to go to work. Because these are the homes that you see yourself living in, and no more talk about fantasy and this is my dream home. Now we need to make sure this is practically a good home for you. And that's when we're going to look at the furnace, the AC, the windows, the siding, the roof, all the things that make a good purchase a good purchase. We're going to be looking at those details now, and only now, on the houses that you actually see yourself living in. If you do this way, guys, it's going to eliminate so much stress. It's going to eliminate so much overwhelming feelings of what do I look for, what do I need to do, and narrow it down to just a select few of homes, that this process becomes so much more enjoyable, so much more fun for you, for the realtor. So if you're looking to do anything in the area, or you want a realtor that I know is going to take care of you, in this manner, please reach out. I'm happy to connect you with any realtors that I personally would feel comfortable with working for. Okay, now guys, in the description below, you'll be able to find our buyers and sellers guide that will take you from the very beginning to the very end. So feel free to check that out in the link below. And guys, if you ever want to know the lessons that first-time home buyers learn when it comes to buying a house, check out this video right here where I go 30 of the top lessons that I've seen buyers learn throughout the buying process. So check that out, guys. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Love you all, and we'll see you in the next video.